Unbelievable face tumor people, Part 7. Hello you guys, I'm Keisha. Nice to see you all again in this video. There are always enough quirks and absurdities in this life. The body that we think is bad is actually great for many other people, because the following people are not lucky to have a normal face. Let's meet them through this video. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 5. Prosper Math. Prosper Math, a baby boy in Zimbabwe, has huge lips, deformed face because of hemangioma. Born healthy, but when he was 1 year old, his parents discovered that his mouth, including lips and tongue, was growing abnormally. Doctors diagnosed that Math had hemangioma, a benign tumor, not a cancerous one. Prosper Math was born with an overdeveloped tongue that sticks out of his mouth. Since doctors in Zimbabwe removed the outer part of his tongue, his lower lip started to grow. His condition worsened, leaving the family in despair. Doctors advised the boy to undergo surgery as soon as possible. Math's family is extremely poor and unable to have enough money to pay for the entire medical treatment of their child. It is known that his mother, Monitor Shoko, is unemployed, and his father, Wilfred Math, works in a supermarket. As a result, they can't have enough money to pay for the surgery. The father said that they could not find doctors who could help them in Zimbabwe, so they have to move to South Africa, but still did not have the cash needed for treatment. Currently, the boy's family is relying on the help of charities and local people to take him to the hospital in the town of Tembisa in Gauteng province, northeastern South Africa, where they are currently receiving surgery. Number 4. Sambany. Sambany is a man in his 60s, from a rural area of Madagascar, whose face is strange because of the monstrous shape caused by a large tumor on his face. A giant ball begins to grow on his left cheek, making strangers who see it for the first time think it's a Photoshop. According to Sambany, before the tumor was removed, he had to live with it for 40 long years. At first, the tumor was just a small bump. Over time, the abnormal growth grew larger, weighing up to 16.4 pounds. He could hardly hold his head and had to get used to an uncomfortable pillowed position. There was nothing Sambany and his family could do to change the situation, and the local doctors could not intervene because it was the first time they encountered such a case. They advised him to move abroad for treatment, but because of his poor family, he couldn't do it. For a long time, it was not clear whether Sambany could be operated on. Then, he learned about the hospital ship of the aid organization, Mercy Ships. In a 12-hour operation, doctors made a miracle, freeing Sambany from his tumor. Number 3. Khang. Khang was born in Hoa Binh, Vietnam, surprising most people who have met him, as the left part of his face is almost completely disfigured, with a tumor bigger than his face. As a result, his left eye is also blind, and the other eye is not very clear. The body is weak, and the limbs are thin, because only skin and bones are left. Qiang was born without any abnormalities. However, when he was 6, a discolored expression appeared on his face. Since then, he has undergone many surgeries, and is no stranger to hospitals. He was eventually diagnosed with bone cancer. Tumors on the face also develop from cancer cells. If you think this tumor affects only the face, you are wrong. He has bone cancer, complications of the disease, with his right leg broken and unable to move. Not only disfiguring his appearance, but this tumor also causes pain that makes him spend more time crying than anyone else. The family situation is very difficult, and he can't go to the hospital to get medical help. Because of his disease, the father left. Meanwhile, his grandmother is also seriously ill, and his mother is the only one to take care of them. Currently, many charities have come forward to sponsor him. Hopefully, God will protect this poor child. Number 2. Qiang. Mr. Qiang was born in 1980, a Chinese patient with large lumps appearing on his face in childhood. Qiang lived with the tumors for many years, until they grew to enormous sizes and covered his entire face, making it difficult for him to see and breathe. Wu Qiang was born with a small bump on his face. However, in 2005, such bumps began to develop, and later his face was covered with visible lumps. They grew rapidly until his face was no longer visible because the swelling has obscured his eyes, leaving him almost blind. Wu was diagnosed with hemangioma, a benign tumor caused by the abnormal growth of blood vessels. About 30% of hemangiomas appear during pregnancy and disappear by the age of 10. Sometimes, this condition can develop into an ulcer, leading to bleeding, pain, scarring, and even infection. In more severe cases, like Wu, they can interfere with breathing, eating, and other vital functions. For Wu, the solution was surgical removal of the tumor on his face. The money needed for the surgery was donated by the local community. The tumor that once made him faceless has now gone. He has regained his sight and can live a normal life again. Number 1. Trinny Amuhirme. Trinny Amuhirme, born in 2008 from Uganda, once suffocated when her face developed a large tumor like a ball, covering one side of her face. It weighed about 4.4 pounds, leaving one of Trinny's eyes bulging out and unable to see, and her right teeth and nose were pushed out of her face. The tumor appeared when she was 4 years old. Her mother thought it would go away, but the tumor grew bigger and bigger and had to be surgically removed when she was 7 years old. But the tumors reappeared after only 2 weeks, growing and causing her unbelievable pain. According to doctors, Trinny has fibrous dysplasia, a rare bone disease that destroys normal bone with fibrous bone tissue. The tumor led to a headache, making it difficult for her to eat and breathe, and she could not see in her right eye. She was forced to stop going to school when her teachers didn't know how to deal with her situation. But luck came when a neighbor of the Trinny family met an American nurse who was working in Uganda then. They talked about Trinny, and the nurse immediately contacted Facing the World. The charity took her to London and performed a 15-hour surgery. Up to this point, doctors believe they have successfully eliminated the pathogens completely and that they cannot grow. To me, they are kind people who give their luck to humanity and take the bad luck. Hopefully, we won't have any more people to suffer like this. We have many other strange people in the following videos. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to watch more interesting videos. And now, goodbye and see you again.